Welcome to Two Open Doors, the podcast that explores our power to open or close the doors of relationship with the important people in our lives. We hope you'll learn from and share your wisdom with our community. Thanks for joining us. What does it mean to choose to be in relationship with someone? Such choice is far from a purely cerebral decision that one can take. It reflects the welter of emotions that accompany finding an interesting new someone on one's relationship radar screen. Making a conscious choice to initiate a relationship entails weighing the good that may come from that relationship, such as having the pleasure of the company of someone who is beautiful or intriguing or accomplished, or any combination of these and other possible benefits. However, it also requires looking at the possible negative side of the ledger as well. For example, we may realize that starting a relationship with someone will introduce conflict with an existing partner, or that it may complicate and overextend our schedule, or that it may otherwise impact us negatively. The contents of both pans of the balance will jointly determine whether we decide to proceed or not. Granted, this weighing can be a less than objective process. Especially at the onset of a new potential relationship, we're likely to be under the influence of new relationship energy, or NRE, a combination of strong emotions that may include lust, starry-eyed projections of what the new relationship may bring us, and a kid in the candy shop level of excitement. These strong emotions can give us a distorted view of our new partner, and they can make us susceptible to making judgments that are unrealistic, or unfair, or unbalanced. As an example, being under the influence of NRE can lead one to divert an unfair amount of personal time and attention to a new partner at the expense of existing relationships. In considering starting a new relationship, we may find ourselves suffering from a grass is always greener on the other side perspective, in which we overvalue the potential of a new relationship or undervalue an existing one. Being chosen as a relationship partner by someone is a heady experience, as most of us can attest. Assuming that it's a connection that we also desire, knowing that someone has declared their interest in us is a very validating thing. It's difficult to state one's interest in connection with someone. That requires a willingness to be vulnerable, since our interest may or may not be reciprocated. When it is, though, we can breathe an internal sigh of relief and look forward to the good things that a new relationship may offer. From the recipient side, hearing from someone that they are interested in connecting with us is an equally validating and promising thing, again assuming that we share their interest. How we respond to their show of interest can set the tone for the ensuing relationship. A warm reception is likely to start the relationship on an enthusiastic note, while a more measured reception will likely make the initial connection relatively slow and tentative. Whatever reception we provide, it's important to try to be sensitive to the reality that asking for connection is not an easy thing, and that the initiator of such a request deserves a respectful and kind response. The way in which we respond can help to establish the trust and comfort that are the bedrock of any intimate relationship. In choosing to be in relationship with someone, we at least implicitly also make a commitment to them. We are asserting that we value them enough to want to spend time with them and to share in life with them. That means that we make ourselves willing to include our partner in our decision-making, so as to consider their desires and preferences as well as our own. We willingly become interdependent with them. Just as many, sometimes unobvious factors go into being attracted to someone, making a decision to invite a relationship with someone is also motivated by many factors. In the early phase of a relationship, sheer animal magnetism may drive us to want to connect with someone. That can be a powerful enough force that it clouds other factors that also play into that decision. The long-term success of a relationship, or the lack thereof, is often determined by things that may have little to do with sheer early attraction. We choose to be with people with whom we are comfortable, and with whom we share common dreams, desires, goals, and beliefs. It takes a while for two partners to have enough interaction that they can conclude that they are well aligned insofar as common directions go. Thanks to the new relationship energy, or NRE, that we've previously mentioned, we may not initially pay much attention to this assessment of overall relationship fit. With time, though, the degree of fit tends to become apparent. We may become increasingly at ease with our partner, or we may find that their little and initially inconsequential personality quirks become an irritant to us, and perhaps we to them. The same holds true for beliefs and a worldview that either are shared or not. Becoming comfortable with each other is an inducement to enter into a relationship with each other. People look for and obtain different things from their intimate relationships. Those can provide companionship, a channel for sharing pleasure, psychic and emotional support and validation, and other things that contribute to a full and meaningful life. Finding that a prospective partner is able to share those important things with us is certainly an inducement for us to bring such a person into our life. When two people are able and willing to give those gifts to each other, the foundation is laid for a mutually satisfying relationship. Knowing that one is desired and is actively chosen to be a relationship partner with someone has an almost aphrodisiac quality to it. We want to be wanted. Only someone who is quite narcissistic or who views relationships as transactional is likely to be content with a lopsided relationship in which they benefit disproportionately. As adults, we learn that giving is receiving and that we need to engage in both giving graciously and receiving gratefully. Being chosen to be in relationship with someone that we care about has a way of broadening our world. An invitation into intimate relationship is an invitation to participate in someone's life and to share our own life with them. From my perspective, such sharing makes most life activities sweeter. Sharing pleasure and joy brings people together, and sharing challenges and difficulties lightens the load. As usual, we'll close this brief reverie on being chosen with a few thought-provoking questions. Please help us build the Two Open Doors community by contributing your thoughts on the Facebook group. First, what sorts of things do you consider when you're contemplating whether to enter a relationship with someone? What's important to you? When you start an intimate relationship, do you tend to focus mainly on the here and now, or do you give much consideration to the things that may affect the long-term viability of the relationship? How do you cope with the vision-blurring effects of NRE? Do you typically feel a need to know that a new relationship has long-term potential, or are you content with just letting the relationship evolve as it may? And finally, when you decide to say yes to a new relationship, do you think much about what that relationship may require of you? That is, about the responsibilities it may entail? Do you effectively assess what you might owe your new partner if you enter a relationship with them, or do you basically assume that the gives and gets of the relationship will sort themselves out? To learn more about Two Open Doors and to engage with our community, I'd like to invite you to visit the Two Open Doors private Facebook group, the Two Open Doors meetup group, and the Two Open Doors website and blog at twopendoors.com. I also invite you to contact me directly by writing to me at Claude, CLAUDE, at twopendoors.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll use your inputs to guide my work on future blog posts and podcast episodes. Thanks for visiting Two Open Doors.